Heyo everyone, welcome. Today we'll be going over some of the recently revealed monsters from Monster Hunter Wilds, and I just want to discuss them a little bit and all that stuff. Before we do, actually I want to mention a small thing about scheduling before I get into the video proper. So I've been syncing a little bit since the last video upload, which by the way I am deeply appreciative and humbled by support. Because considering how rough that video was, I am surprised it even got over 30 views right now. Like now it's over 100, and I have we're up above 20 subscribers, and I'm deeply humbled and just very deeply humbled by everything and deeply appreciative of the support. So yeah, before I go any further, thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. But I've been kind of thinking about like scheduling stuff, and we're probably not going to do like major video essay stuff for a bit, just because I got burnt out by the 4-hour one. It wasn't as bad as the Void Fiend one, despite it being like 4 times the length, but still, I think it's best if we'd go for a little bit shorter content that comes out more frequently. I don't know what schedule will go on, just because I know the scheduling will just not work at all, because something will happen, I won't be able to follow it, or I just forget, so yeah, I won't say a schedule, but I'll try and get shorter form content out more quickly and just kind of go from there. So yeah, I just want to mention that before we continue, just like future plans and all that stuff. But yeah, into the video proper. So I've been an off and on associate, I guess the best way to put it, with the Monster Hunter series, where I played the third Ultimate on the Wii. So fun game, water combat, good idea, not so great execution. And a few years ago, I've been doing some Rise stuff, and I dropped it for a bit, and then I'm picking up again very recently, which, by the way, while I'm mentioning that, I'm doing on Twitch, so streaming stuff, so if you want to hear me talking to a mic as if I had voices in my head, you know where to go. But yeah, I've been playing that recently, and I've been very interested in, Wilds, so, and I've just kind of been watching it casually a little bit, because I'm trying to keep my distance from it a little bit, because I found out funny enough with another game I played somewhat recently, World, that I'm trying to keep myself some distance, because I want to keep as best of a first impression as possible, because especially with World, I watched a little bit too much content too quickly, and I got spoiled on a lot of stuff, and that kind of messed with the experience a little bit. Not much to ruin it, but it definitely messed with it a bit. So especially with World and the DLC it had at the time, very much relied on it being a little bit mysterious. So yeah, and the first impression does matter in those types of games, and I've been trying to keep myself a little bit distant from Wilds just for that reason alone, and also just the new DLC for World. As a side note, The Watcher, they released the announcement when it's going to be released proper, which is March, so I'm very excited for that. So yeah, very happy over that. But yeah, so this isn't like a major deep dive discussion over the whole thing. I just want to talk about some stuff and just talk about it. So yeah, just more of just a general discussion, just have fun with it. So hope everyone enjoys. So, oh, by the way, I'm not gonna pronounce any of these names correctly, so yeah. Alright, Doshaguma. I'm just gonna call him Dosh. So good old Dosh. He looks like a Zeros if he actually was built like a brick shithouse, so I do appreciate that. It looks very nice. The gnarled face is very rough and hideous, but it makes sense. I'm pretty sure this is like the desert variant of, Windswept Plains is like the deserty area, roughly, from what I know. And yeah, he looks properly beaten by every bit of sand in the world, so his face is roughed up. He's, again, just a brick shithouse of muscle, and he just looks very beefy. And he apparently is a new take on the whole great drone system, where it's one alpha and 2 smaller little guys that follow him around. So it'll be probably very fun to fight, because he had to deal with 2 smaller guys and the 1 big guy. So I'm very interested and very excited to fight him when the game comes out. And I just really like the fact just this long shaggy fur, and it looks great. I'm really happy with how he looks. And he just looks like a giant beefy bear that, Zeros was yeah, he was fine, but this actually looks like a proper bear that would actually tear down quite a few things to get food, so I'm very excited. And I really like the almost calcified plates on his head at the top of his forehead almost. Makes it look like he's almost ready to headbutt something. So yeah, he seems definitely like the general like melee monster to start off with, likely. This is beefy, blunt force trauma guy basically, and yeah, he'll probably do that quite well, especially since, you know, he's again built like a fucking brick shit house. So it's just like he's beefy, and also he's massive compared to you as well, at least from the promo stuff I saw. So yeah, he's a beefy lad. He's very beefy, and just very excited. So yeah, very happy with design. To be fair, just maybe he could have more hair, but also just like, I guess more of it is like, again, it's like I haven't seen too much of him, so I think like the backside is a little bit exposed, but like it could be more hair there. But again, it's like probably fine. Just this is the perspective and how the render is. It's maybe just a personal thing, but I'll probably just warm up to it really quickly when I actually start playing the game proper. So yeah, very excited overall. Very, very excited. Now, we had a funny toad. Chatacabra. I'll just call him Cabra. Good old Cabra. So, he's a beefy toad. He's a very beefy toad. Very beefy tongue. And he seems, honestly, he looks almost like the raging, like, body structure, where there's a smaller backside and there's beefy arms in the front. So he very much looks like a raging almost, in terms of body structure. Just a beefy front and a slightly less beefy back. Though of course, you know, it's like most likely he's gonna throw a few punches, slam, of course use the tongue. And it's always nice to have more amphibian stuff, because there isn't that many in the series so far. There's a few, you know, Tetra and Rise for example, but having like a smaller amphibian that isn't like that bad, at least as from what I know, he's gonna be a relatively, I guess, relatively starter type of monster probably. Just having a smaller guy that's just a little bit beefy and just throws punches and uses the tongue and just beats you around with it like Puke, it could be really fun. And I really like the coloration too. Like he looks more, he isn't like wet looking almost. Well, to be fair, he's probably gonna be near water first off, but he just looks very like, what do you expect for like a desert toad almost? Like he's very calcified almost. Like he has bone plates everywhere. He's just like, he has that rough like leathery skin almost. And also I noticed he almost has like a Devil Joe's lower jaw almost, with that massive amount of spikes on his underbite right there, just a massive amount of protrusions of bone and everything. So yeah, he's like a weird combination of like Devil Joe and Reijang for some reason, which I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, it just looks nice. I guess maybe arms look a little bit more wet than the backside, but in the back overall. But yeah, he looks pretty fun, you know. Looks like an absolute freak of nature, and I love him for it. We all love more toads. And it's nice to have more amphibian stuff, so I'm just really happy overall. So I definitely do like the coloration too, especially. That's the deeper blues and the greens are always quite nice to look at, so very nice. Really, really excited over him. And now I'm moving over to the sandworm, Balahara. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, new Leviathan. It's in sand, so I'm pretty sure that's the one of the first, relatively. If not one, because I know there's like Nibble Snarf and all that stuff. Yeah, never mind, Nibble Snarf exists. So, yeah. But yeah, proper like snake-like Leviathan in sand. And the jaw looks terrifying. And the whole like making like sand pits and all that stuff could be really fun, because apparently that's the gimmick from what I know. But yeah, this is very much like, I've watched Tremors like a long time ago, and this gives me serious like Tremor vibes almost. Like that splitting open jaw, the freakish little body structure. I'm just very excited over this. You know, the design looks wonderful. I like it quite a lot. And also I just really like the fact it's again a proper sand Leviathan that isn't just, you know, it's very similar to like the Woodruff kind of body structure, which means that very possibly we could have Gaiakrus in the game maybe, or Enactor maybe. There's no like Rise and World, they were cut because like their body structure couldn't adapt properly to, you know, physics engine or how the terrain moved around. It's too much of a headache, which fair. That's kind of understandable, but hopefully with this guy implemented, maybe we'll have a chance of getting those two in the game, hopefully. And having a proper HD Gaiakrus fight will be quite fun for me, because the last time I fought him was in, you know, Third Ultimate, and I only fought him once and only won once, because again, I was like 10 years ago when I was a middle schooler, so it's like, of course I was going to be terrible at the game, but yeah, I'm just very excited to see possibly some more, Leviathans in the game. Just very happy over that. And just, again, I always like the Sand Shark kind of vibe, so really happy with that. Alright, going over to the very fancy spider that they just somewhat recently, like this is a bit, it's been a bit since she was announced, but relatively recently, I guess, in terms of years, but in terms of years, it's recent, so yeah. But yeah, Lala Barina, so always like more spiders. I've been fighting the Raki Kadaki stuff in Rise, and just recently fought the Pyre Raki, Raki Kadaki, there we go, said the name correctly. And yeah, really like to fight, it's fun. So I'm really happy to have more spiders in the game. The rosebud look to it looks great. It's very fluffy, but also those eyes are terrifying, because those like milky red eyes are just they're terrifying. I'm not a big fan of spiders in real life. I'm terrified of spiders. I don't like them. They freak me out for some reason, but yeah, I like the almost like tiptoe feet almost, where it's standing on the very ends of its feet, and just it's very fluffy. It's very fluffy for some reason, which I'm actually kind of a fan of. It looks neat. It's very nice. And of course the giant rose bloom part of it looks gorgeous, so it probably looks really good in like high definition HD and like all the settings up to max. So yeah, I'm just very excited over this. I'm also very interested over like the whole posture too, because it's very high up too, relatively. Like I know like Nursilla and like Raki Kadaki were kind of more lower to the ground, while this was like way higher. So yeah, just very interested in seeing how this fight will play out. But I'm just really excited overall to get more spider stuff, and hopefully this could give us a little bit more like crabs maybe, because I really like the Shogun fight in Rise and all that stuff. So I'm hoping maybe we can get some more crab stuff, where we have the crabs that like the little pom-pom crabs that take stuff from the environment and use as a weapon almost in real life. So they'll take apart enemies and then they'll wear them to defend themselves. So hopefully this is a good sign that maybe we'll get more like arthropods and like crabs and like weird stuff like that, because like having like these like maybe like a coconut crab, which is a monster in like real life, so imagine it like scaled up to like 100 times its size. That'll be very fun. Just a giant coconut crab just pummels you into the dirt. So yeah, maybe this is a good sign that we may be getting some more like unique stuff, like spiders, crabs, and all that stuff. But the design itself, and also I just noticed, yeah, just all the spikes on the legs. It's actually a thorn bush. It's very much a thorn bush. So yeah, I guess they really hit the like thorn like rose bush very well, because yeah, it looks like one. But yeah, just looks nice, looks wonderful. Very happy over it. And again, those eyes are just terrifying. I'm just terrified of those eyes. Like those eyes are just like those. I don't like them. They're very cool to look at, but they're also terrifying. There's giant milky orbs, and that scares me at some level. I don't like that, but I also love it a lot. So yeah, love it. I love more spider designs, especially for something as unique as this. Like, looks wonderful. And finishing off, Rey Dau. So the proper little wyvern of the release stuff so far. So very similar. Like, I want to say it's very similar to Astalos, because he has whitening and all that stuff, and he basically uses his horns. Apparently, it's like a railgun almost, where it shoots whitening out of his horns, and just he uses railguns you basically, and that's hilarious. Also, he has those giant blades on his wings that he, apparently uses to beat the crap out of you as well. So he's very similar to Astalos a lot, where he has that like head protrusion that has whitening, and he has the more prominent wing weapons to beat your face in with. So, but of course, he's missing a tail. So he's very similar to like Astalos almost, and like I guess base functionality. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna be a completely different fight, because like yeah, he just looks way different, and he's gonna be quite a bit more different than Astalos. At least I hope so. But yeah, just like the whole like first off the cover design and the patterns on the wings, wonderful. Love that quite a lot. And I really like the giant like bone structures on the arms. They look really nice. Like it doesn't, like Astalos like tries to beat you in the in the face with the actual hand parts of or claw parts of the wings. He just has blades, and that's really nice. So and they're just so massive and sharp. It's just wonderful. But yeah, it almost looks like Seregios too a little bit, with all the like spikes everywhere. But Seregios, that's kind of the whole gimmick, while this is more of a design feature. I also just noticed the two different horn structures, because like there's giant horns above, and then there's the little protrusions at the bottom. So he just looks very neat overall. And I'm just, again, very excited. I keep on saying that a lot, but I'm just very happy with all this stuff because Monster Hunter design stuff tends to be, at the very worst, you know, pretty decent. So when it's good, it's good. So yeah, it just looks wonderful. He definitely has that like windy plains kind of look where it's a lot of like muted like yellows and kind of a greenish almost. You know, like browns a lot too. So like he's like a very muted color, so he fits the area. Pretty sure he goes to Sandy Plains. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does go to Sandy Plains. So yeah, he fits the color scheme perfectly. And just overall, it just looks really nice. So I'm hoping he does fight a little bit more different than Astalos and all that stuff. But given how massive those wing blades are, they're most definitely different. So of course it's just like we have to see again. Like I'm not too like apparently there's even like a beta going on right now or something for Wilds, but I don't want to look into it because I don't want to spoil myself. So yeah, that was like the first impression though. Like the design a lot, really happy with it. So yeah, really happy with it. Alright, so it's kind of just a rough like first impression look at all the new Wild stuff, and I'm very happy overall. The designs look great, especially since it, you know, it's a world type game, so this will be a high detail and all that stuff. I'm just very excited overall. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed the video. I do appreciate everyone stopping by and all that stuff. And yeah, you know, like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Any support's appreciated, but you know, there's also Discord and Twitch stuff there again. But as long as you enjoyed the video, that's kind of the main thing. So either way, I appreciate everyone stopping by. Hopefully see you guys next time, wherever that may be. So good everyone, ciao.